Hello, welcome to Random Spontaneous Idiot. I'm Hank Dynamo, and I'm going to be continuing showing you all my records in my record collection today. Because I did the first half like the other day, and just figured I should do the second half. What if this is just like the same day and I just went and changed my shirt and fluffed up my hair? This guy's a phony. So I would be starting with ELO. I have 3 records of theirs, or 4 records of theirs. Actually 5, because one of them is a double album. The first one's Face the Music. And these 4 are the only ELO albums that I was going to buy. Because they're like, these ones are really compact albums. Like, all of the songs, pretty much all of the songs on all 4 of these records are just really good songs. And the second one is a New World record. The third one, and the fourth one kind of, because it's a double album, is Out of the Blue. I think I'm going to show this picture in there. This is ahead of its time. It looks like the 80s, but this was from the 70s. And all 4 of these ELO records were used copies that I found. Actually, my dad bought me Out of the Blue. And they're all good copies to listen to, but they're all used.
Discovery.
Just going to say. Oh yeah, that one was Discovery. Oh, and then the next 5, I'm going to pull those out. Because they kind of go together, even though it's 2 different bands. Now, then that'll offend someone. Of all the things I could have said. I have 4 Ramones records that are all, they're all new remasters that I bought new on Amazon. Self-titled. Leave Home. Rocket to Russia. I think that one's my favorite one. And Road to Ruin. Actually, my favorite might be the self-titled one. I'm not sure. It's hard to decide on that kind of thing. Because all 4 of them are really good. Anyway. And then the 5th is Nevermind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. And those are the only punk records I really like. But I really, really like them. They're all just... There's just different kinds of punk, and I really like those ones for the way that they sound. And then some other people are just kind of... Most of the other stuff I've heard is just like sloppy and crappy sounding. It has really annoying singing, and is bad. I just keep going. This is an awesome one. Are we not men, we are Devo. Yeah, it is pretty punk, really. And I wanted to show the record on this one. It had a sticker on the cover that I wanted to keep on there, but it got all ripped up. And it said limited edition golf ball white, which I think is pretty neat. Oh, and I should have showed the Nevermind the Bollocks record, because it's like it's all pink. It's neat. But I don't want to go back through everything. But anyway, this is one of my favorite, possibly my favorite new wave album. They're a really good band. It's my favorite album by them, at least. And then one of my other 2 favorite new wave bands. I have 3 favorites, come to think of it. Talking Heads, Devo, and then the Cars. And this is my favorite Cars album. It's a debut album, which is just called The Cars. And it's definitely their best album. You might recognize a lot of the titles because there's actually, I don't know if a person on YouTube could read it, but there's actually a handful on the radio pretty often. I've heard Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed on the radio, like, plenty of times. This is another new wave one. It's kind of ska, kind of. I'm not sure. Men at Work. Give it a cross-section view. Like Report of the Week. Business as Usual. It's a good album. You might know Who Can It Be Now or Down Under. Those are... I've actually heard those a lot, like referenced and just played in general. These next ones are Weird Al records, which... Hang on, I'll get them out. Self-titled. And then this one is I Lost on Jeopardy on one side and Mr. Popiel on the other side. And it's a 12-inch, which sounds way better than the 45s that you can get singles as. And it's actually a promotional thing that would be like playing in the storefront, you know? So there weren't many of these. I mean, for I Lost on Jeopardy, at least. And it's a really neat record. And then, In 3D, his second album, which is a really good one, too. Seems like he started using less accordion. Like, almost every song on the debut album has accordion in it, but then he started doing the polkas, and it just kept becoming less accordion, and then it was just the polkas. It's kind of sad. Good to some people, though. And then Dare to Be Stupid, which is his third album. And I don't know why I only have his first three. Because I like all of them, and I planned on collecting all of them. This here was in my record, so I'm just going to show it, even though it's not a record. Mad Magazine, that was put together by Weird Al. And then I also have the Weird Al calendar. Those are some neat things. And then George Harrison. This might be my favorite George Harrison album, and it's the only one I have. It's Cloud 9. Came out in '87. Every single song on it is a really good one. I honestly think any one of these, if he put it out as a single, it would have been a big hit. But Got My Mind Set on You, he did that on that album, and it was a fairly big hit. Had two other ones too, I think. Well, this is a promotional poster that would be in a store for Stoner Witch by the Melvins. I don't have the actual record, but it would just, be hanging in there. My dad got that back when the album was fairly new. And this is Hissing Prigs by Brainiac. It's their third album. It's not an original. I got it from Amazon, a new one. And it was only like $15, but it's possibly my favorite album here that I have a record of. Like, I don't know. It's really weird. It's like a mix of jazz, crazy jazz, and Devo, and Nirvana, and like a whole bunch of other things, just all together. Alright, these last four that I have are Weezer. They're all the same Weezer record, just because I like this one so much. Plus there's 4 of them, so I bought one for each of them. No, not really. I got the Blue Album, their first album. Pinkerton, which is their second, and is my favorite one. Green Album, which is a pretty radio friendly one. It's not as creative as the other three that I have. And Maladroit, which is the fourth one. So I just have the first four. And I don't just like only listen to their first four albums. I like a lot of their other stuff. The only other two that I wanted were Everything Will Be Alright in the End and the White Album that they put out in 2016. But I just haven't gotten around to the White Album yet. And I tried to buy Everything Will Be Alright in the End on record like 3 times. And every time I got it, it would be all scuffed. Because it's in a loose kind of sleeve and it just rolls around in there and gets all bad. Which, it's really not good. That one, even though that one came out in like 2014, it's definitely my third favorite at least. It's at least my third favorite Weezer album. What else was I going to say here? I was going to go back and mention something. I guess, yeah, I can show them that. Well, I forget what it was. I think it was something about Weezer, because I always just have something to say about Weezer. But I was going to show you this too. Look at that record. Whoa, that's so weird. That's an awesome record.
It's like Lemon Lime.
By the Pex Pistols. Should have said that every time, so I don't have to go back and bleep it later. Come to think of it, I'm gonna do a third record video. Probably just make it later today, because I have some 45s that I didn't show in this. But anyway, till next time, see you on Friday.